Good old intro purple button.
I love that purple button.
The button's been purple this whole time, folks.
It's true.
We ever mentioned that?
No. I don't think we have. I don't know if you talked about the button color assignment. Oh, there's a dog drinking water. ASMR that, baby.
It's funny how we will talk about sounds in the atmosphere of the podcast that I think are more, what's the ear version of visible?
Audible.
Audibletrial.com/watchtower. Audible to us than the microphone is picking up. So we'll be like, listen to that thing. And no, there'll be no sound. We're like, whoa, the thing. But,
well, there's also the reality that, like, while there is a compressor on here, what we're hearing right now is uncompressed. Like it's uncompressed. Whoops. Speaking of, it's uncompressed in the way that it's not an exported. Like,
okay, sure. Yeah. We're also getting like 50%. These headphones are not super noise canceling, so we're getting like the outside room sound also.
That's true too. But yeah,
just so you know, listener, we can hear the dog drinking water better than you can.
But yeah, that's the thing. I think, especially after you. Oh, here's a perfect real world example. Let me finish that sentence. Once you export it, I think you'll hear there's less sonic quality. But have you heard like the "Oh Barbie" and "Oh fuck" thing that's been going around on the internet?
Yeah. The from Toy Story 2 or 3 or whatever. Yeah.
There's a really easy way that with like on YouTube there's a 10-second clip of it.
Yeah.
You can just go listen to it. It's good enough quality that you can get both results.
Yeah.
If you turn it up loud enough, it sounds like "Oh Barbie." If you turn it down to the point where it's barely audible, it sounds like "Oh fuck" every time.
I can hear "Oh fuck" or "Oh Barbie" depending on, like, this time I'm going to hear this. Like, I'll tell myself, and I hear it no matter what volume we're at. Yeah. And
well, that's also your brain. You're an alien.
No, but I showed it to Jessica, and she had the same experience. She's like, "What?" I'm like, this time listen for this, and you'll hear it, and oh my god, yeah.
I can't turn off "Oh Barbie" unless it's quiet.
Oh, weird. If I just think like this time it's going to be fuck, then it is.
Man, that's crazy. What a world.
I wish I could do that with the, like, look, it's a young woman, but if you look at it this way, it's an old woman picture. Once I see it one way, I can't go back to the other way.
Oh, that I can do.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm the art guy, and I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm a visual switcher. What of it?
Is it the name of the podcast? Welcome back to Jump on the Back. Wait, should we try to do the thing where we do the words? You know?
It's a podcast. Don't we always just do the thing where we do the words? Jump on the Bat-Wagon.
I knew you were going to try to catch me off guard, so I was ready, but you weren't.
I had that took me a solid minute. Jump on the Bat-Wagon.
Yeah, it's okay. Whatever. We're out of practice, folks.
Yeah, we are.
It's where I show my friend Brian the entire DC animated universe from start to finish for the very first time in the controversial airdate order.
So controversial.
People are talking about it. To view these shows the way human beings experience them in the far gone days of the 1990s, I am James.
I am not James.
And I've seen all these shows a million times and know everything there is to know about the DCAU question yet.
Yeah.
We shouldn't whisper on the show. I've noticed when I'm in the car and we do whispering, I can't hear what we're saying.
Oh, man.
I'm so sorry.
Headphone listeners, I'm here for you.
We are inside you. We recommend you watch today's DCAU episode before listening to this podcast to get the full experience out of our discussion. And please, if you send in mail or leave a comment, do not spoil anything past this episode for Brian. Today we're watching the Batman the Animated Series episode, The Worry Men.
That's what it's called.
That's what it's called. Your prediction, you guessed you correctly, Mad Hatter, after I helped you. And but you don't know what the Worry Men are still. But we'll find out together. This was the
chess pieces.
Oh. Actually, that's closer than anything you've said yet. 65th episode produced and 64th episode to air.
Oh, that's almost worthy of champagne or the budget white wine that's currently in my fridge.
Budget white wine that's currently in my fridge, podcast title. This originally aired Thursday, September 16th, 1993, 4:30 p.m. Fox, no skip days.
Yay.
Writer Paul Dini.
Yay.
Director Frank Power.
Yay.
Music Lolita Redmanis.
Yeah.
It's Never Too Late, Eternal Youth, The Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne, Christmas with the Joker, See No Evil were her episodes.
I mean, Shirley Walker is great, but I think Lolita's actually every time she's got music, I'm like, yeah, man, she's got it.
Animation by Dong Yang with layout by Spectrum.
The
The cow.
The cow. Spectrum.
The cow people. You want to watch the episode and then we'll talk about it? That's how we do this?
I guess. Yeah.
Does that get old? It'll never get old.
The thing is, like, if you're not listening from the beginning, or haven't been listening since the beginning of the podcast, if you come in and you just hear this, that doesn't mean anything to anybody.
It does not.
I feel like we need to like occasionally float the context back in of this is the song. Oops, I'm gonna play just a blip of it because I'm Jamie. It's so good. I mean, it's kind of so good.
We haven't gotten this far into it for a while.
During the time you sang the Sesame Street theme song over it?
I do, yeah.
Sunny days.
Sweeping the clouds away. Let's go watch the Worry Man. Time for Worry Man. Bye.
I know it's your company, Mr. Wade, but $20 million, man, that's a lot of money.
Yes, it is. What's your point?
Well, I'd sure feel uncomfortable walking around with all that cash in a tiny little briefcase.
Dana, I'm sorry. I'm not following this. What cash? What briefcase?
The $20 million you told me to put in a briefcase for you.
You're not making any sense. The $20 million I told you to put in a briefcase?
You called me from your car, gave me your account number, told me to transfer $20 million in cash, and I...
Hey! 20 million of my money in that case?
I hope you're not going to take it out of my salary.
Toilet bidet kalu kalay. Bark, bark, bark. Bark, bark.
He's just having a field day over there, isn't he?
Hey, small dog. We're doing a podcast over here. Small dog. Come on. Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
I realized when you're the shaman, as Bruce Wayne says, when he's swinging through at the start and you're like, that's not the Mad Hatter. I started thinking, shit, was the Mad Hatter like a secret reveal of the episode that I wasn't supposed to give away? It kind of was, but also the episode wasn't great, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah. I was definitely waiting for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh my God, dog.
Keep up.
The world doesn't want us to do a podcast.
Time to stop.
That's enough. They don't need to hear about the Mad Hatter.
Nope.
What happens in the Worry Men, bro?
Okay.
Tell me in your own words. As someone who's just watched this for the first time.
There's a trust fund chick who comes back from South America, and she's got a whole bunch of dolls for people, which are going to make them sleep well if the dolls are put under the pillows. And so they do that, and people mysteriously start giving up all their money. They're just like, hey, this money, I'm gonna leave it on the ledge of this building. I'm gonna throw these jewels out the back of a boat. It's gonna be great.
It'll be great.
It's so great.
I do this all the time.
And then they do that, and they're like, wait, what happened? Where'd all my money go?
I did that.
I don't get it. I'm kind of like jumping all over the place here. So back to the beginning of the episode. There's a vaguely Aztec guy stalking around the top of a building, and Bruce Wayne sees it and goes, "Uh-oh, I got a Batman real quick. Bye."
He interrupts Veronica's sentence to be like, "Oh, that's nice. Okay, bye."
Yeah. I wish I had the gall to do that in some situations.
Yeah. Cool story. I gotta leave. I just remembered I'm Batman.
I'm Bat. Bat got a bat, do bat things. So then Batman goes and fights a South American guy on the top of a building, and some people almost get hyped, but then they don't. And then there's a ball, and Batman grabs it, and he's like, I don't get it.
I forgot about the ball.
Batman got balled in the back.
There's the subtitle for
There it is.
Not bald, but bald.
That whole thing.
It's pronounced bald the second time.
Okay, what happened? There's like some middle stuff that I'm a little like shaky about. I guess people gave away their money, and then
It's a pretty simplistic A to B plot. Yeah.
Yeah, and so Batman makes the discovery that
Sorry, I lost my Mavis voice.
I gotta stay in character. It's not quite Mavis, but it's getting close.
Roast beef or something.
Roast beef says Mavis.
References
References
that no one but us gets.
Sorry.
That's what the podcast is. That's what our friendship is.
That's wow. Are we just an inside joke friendship? Oh.
The quietest.
Anyway, Batman finds out that there's like brain disrupting RF transmitters in these tiny little worry men things that are under people's pillows that are making them do stuff. And then Batman goes to find out it's all done from the Mad Hatter. Whoa, Jarvis!
Which
no,
you knew. Jarvis Tooch.
Jarvis Touchin. He's Australian.
Jarvis Touchin. He's Australian. Yeah. Now, where is it written? I can't see it. Oh yeah, it's there, folks. I see it.
Right next to turbocharged piston poppers. And get up on the Hydra's back from the very beginning when I couldn't remember.
You couldn't remember the exact phrase. Yeah.
Anyway, there's a fight and Batman wins, and then then Bruce Wayne pays for the South American guy's flight back home.
That was an important part to mention. Yeah.
Back to Aztec land.
Azteca 10. Yeah. You got it. I think that's the end of the podcast. All right.
Okay.
See you later,
if you want to reach out to us, like the fire
and
the end of the Cat and Claw Part 3.
Yeah, there you go. Wealthy socialite Veronica Vreeland returns from Central America bringing tiny handmade dolls for all her friends.
Central America?
I guess.
Weren't they always saying South America?
I don't know. According to native legend, once placed under a pillow, the dolls do the sleeper's worrying for them. Unknown to Veronica and her guests, each of the dolls contains a tiny microchip which plants hypnotic suggestions inside the sleeper's brains.
Oh, no.
And the man controlling the dolls? None other than the Mad Hatter, who is using the dolls' power in an elaborate extortion scheme against Gotham's wealthiest citizens. Elaborate. Give me money. Including Bruce Wayne. Batman tracks the Hatter to his hideout in an abandoned costume warehouse where the madman gets the jump on the Dark Knight and tries to remove his cowl.
He went east.
Head and all in a guillotine. Yeah, I made like we can track the guys on their boat. They went east. And then they did actually go east. They went to the Eastern Costume Company or whatever. Yeah. Okay, you noticed that the background was filled with like other supervillains. Well, he points it out too in the episode. And they shoot at him and stuff. Like there's a Riddler one, there's a Catwoman, Mr. Freeze, Clayface, Joker, Harley Quinn, Penguin.
Yeah,
I think that maybe Two-Face was in there too or something.
No, he was in the slideshow of bad guys who could have done the thing. That's probably why you're thinking of him.
But most of the recognizable ones are there, and it has me wondering, like, did Mad Hatter make those? Or did the costume shop that is closed down for an unknown amount of time, why did they make those? Like, I can slightly understand, like, a Madame Tussauds situation with, like, maybe Catwoman.
All of the worst people in this city.
Well, I was thinking, like, maybe Catwoman because she's been around for a while. But characters like Mr. Freeze was there. Is like, he's been around one time so far and did one thing. Why did they make a wax figure of him or like a dummy of him or whatever? Maybe these are just dressed up. They were just dummies that he dressed up like them. I don't know.
I mean, they were pretty specific, weren't they?
Who made the Clayface dummy? Yeah.
I mean, who made the Joker Jack in the Box? Who made the marionette Harley Quinn?
That was the thing.
It was kind of a cool idea, but also like what I didn't. I guess they had to ramp up like in technicality, but like the first one was like the Penguin with a blade sticking out. He just like shoved the cart with Penguin on it across the floor and he dodged
Don't
it.
be where it's going. Yeah.
And then the next one was the Riddler with the machine gun.
Yeah.
And like, okay, that's like kind of dangerous and basically the same thing. Like you push the cart across the floor and it fires in a straight line and then it turns and it comes back around. And we're like, so it's on a remote control car? Or
yeah, someone's controlling it. I don't know. I like how we're focusing on every villain except the Mad Hatter.
Oh, well, he's super uninteresting.
Yeah, he didn't really do anything cool at all in this. When the fighting the mannequins thing was happening, I said, like, I have no memory of this episode.
Yeah.
Like, you would think this would stick out. Like, Batman fights an army of, like, mannequins that look like his worst villains. I didn't remember that happening. I was like watching a brand new episode, like I've never seen this before. Or
wow, your brain
very
completely.
Yeah.
Do you have a worry man under your pillow?
Man in the back of my hair. Yeah.
Why did she need 3?
I don't know. She had a lot of worries.
She had do they multiply? Does the amount of brain control multiply when you have? Because it seems pretty effective with 1.
Yeah.
Under your pillow at night. She's got 3 on her at all times.
She's got 3 brains.
Oh fuck! Like the YouTube channel.
Is that a thing?
I think those are the people that did like and we from way back in the
I don't
day.
know what that is.
The squirrel when you're a kid and you want to go wee, but you ain't got drugs yet.
Don't know what that is.
Wow, our ages have never seemed more apparent to me, Jake.
I was there when YouTube started. I don't remember this.
This was it was Flash.
Oh, I thought you said YouTube just now. You said YouTube channel.
I did, but it's on YouTube. You can see
Everything.
it on YouTube.
All right, I believe you. Maybe I have seen it, and I just like this episode, I've blocked it out.
It's not good. You shouldn't watch it, but you should know about it. It's that era.
Okay, well,
if not a little bit earlier.
maybe
actually.
I saw it at that time. Who knows? Anyway, this
Yeah.
was an episode. Very straightforward, very filler feeling.
Yeah.
Just happened.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
No, it's like I expected it to be worse because it's Mad Hatter, and so far the Mad Hatter ones have just been like, I hate this.
Yeah.
But,
well, this is mostly not a Mad Hatter. I mean, he doesn't come into the last like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but they also reveal pretty quickly like that it was him. Like, who else can do a hat thing but the Mad Hatter? And then he's, oh, here I am in my place with the money. Yes, 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 I am the sewer king.
Wait, somebody else could do that.
Riddler or something.
Well, Riddler had the whole techno computer thing.
Scarecrow, fear hat. I don't know. A lot of guys just doing like, if you wear this thing, then you'll be bad.
Yes.
I did like how the Riddler's also only been around twice in episodes that we didn't care for amazingly. And Alfred's like, is it a riddle, like a Riddler clue? And he's like, no, but just as confusing. I'm like, I'm pretty sure all the riddles were pretty easy before. I don't think
Porn.
Yeah. TikTok at DCAU Watchtower. Follow us on TikTok. I really don't have a lot to say about this one. Not a lot going on. Not a lot of cool, keen things in any way. I don't know.
No. Do we want to do our list of things?
Let's do the stuff that we have to do. Yeah. The cast is Kevin Conroy as Batman, Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. as Alfred, LeVar Burton as Hayden Sloan. There was the guy at the start. It's like, I don't know, I'm at the party, and then he's getting pulled out of his place. He's Geordie LaForge on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah, okay.
Host of Reading Rainbow. That guy.
Yeah.
Mary Lou Henner as Veronica. Do you remember that that's the same lady from the Penguin episode? The Birds of a Feather? Rich lady?
Nope.
That was like, Penguin, come to my party. We're going to make fun of you.
Yep.
It's the same lady.
Totally didn't.
He didn't. The whole episode didn't realize. We got Vernie Watson Johnson as Dana Blessing. As his like secretary or whatever. She was previously Doctor in Fire from Olympus. And like, oh, guy in the alleyway, he's going to be okay, even though he got shocked with lightning.
Wow, there's like lots of little like pepperings of peeps.
Roddy McDowell as Mad Hatter, and Roger Rose as Jaguar Shaman, as Bruce Wayne would say. I think it's Shaman. He was previously TV host in Joker's Wild. So there you go.
Okay, he's
quite the stacked cast. And we got great big trivs here. Some awesome stuff.
Why do I feel like you're lying?
Hatter's quote is from Lewis Carroll's poem Jabberwocky, featured in Through the Looking Glass. Yeah. Regarding historical accuracy, a guillotine is traditionally meant to be used with the condemned person facing down.
Yep.
Versus Batman was facing up. In the scene in which Mad Hatter is laughing hysterically after briefly discussing his plan with 2 of the men he enlisted using his mind control technology, figures of the Scarecrow, Two-Face, okay, he was there, Clayface, Mr. Freeze, and Catwoman can be spotted behind alongside the Mad Hatter. Riddler was also there, and Harley Quinn was also there, and Joker was also there. That was one thing the only thing I took away from this episode that was like cool to me was I played a like Windows 95 Batman the Animated Series game called Batman Cartoon Maker a lot as a kid.
You talked about this in the pod.
And some of the like one of the like props or whatever was that Joker Jack in the Box thing.
That's cool.
And
that was like the coolest part of the episode.
Yeah, it was a very scary face on it. Even though I've definitely seen this episode before now. I've just completely forgotten it. So this time was me going like, oh, now I finally know where that's from. And I'm sure I've made that, like at least twice before this. But
man, I can't wait to watch this episode, like right again after we finish this podcast. Because I feel like it'll be the same thing again. We'll just forget everything.
I've never seen this. Batman doesn't tell Alfred the Worry Men dolls are supposed to be put under your pillow, but he knows to do it. Is the only other thing.
Is that true?
He just says like you're supposed to sleep with these things, and he's like, well, let me put it under your pillow. Yeah, that's it.
That was some foreshadowing.
Wasn't there something that I said during the episode that was like, oh, this cool thing? I wonder if that was in Trivs, and it wasn't just now because I didn't remember it.
Was that this episode or last?
Who knows?
We've been at this for so many years.
Was that this episode or was that the Man Bat episode? I can't even remember at this point. Yeah. This,
It's another one of those. I feel like we had a lot of these in the early and mid, like 20s to 30s production episodes.
It does seem like an episode that should have been quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we're in the stronger section of episodes now, and this is just kind of came out of nowhere as like why is this here?
Yeah.
Like I expect this podcast episode to be one of the lower views or whatever.
Really?
People tend to click like I can, when people skip around and only listen to the ones that they're like, oh yeah, I loved that episode. I want to see what these guys thought of it.
Yeah.
But then there's ones that people don't click on. I think this will be one of them. Like nobody cares about the Worry Men. So,
Maybe the subtitle of this episode should be "Please watch this video" or "Please listen to this
the
one
Worry
anyway."
Men. Oh God, please listen to this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's another one of those like troubling ones where we just don't have too much to say.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. It just feels like Mad Hatter is maybe one of those like
throwaway villains.
Yeah, it would have been better as his one-off gimmick, and then like, I mean, Batman even makes the comment in the episode of like you're going downhill, Hatter. Like you used to be smart and cool and witty, and now you're just doing stupid shit like stealing money. And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Yeah, I felt that same way."
Yeah.
Like, it could have been anybody. It didn't have to be Mad Hatter.
Well, his whole like. It was also pretty thin, his motive for you're actually witnessing my retirement because turns out that I'm just going to go and I'm going to buy an island. But it turns out even the small islands cost money. And just
my God.
This is your fucking premise, dude.
That reminds me of the thing that I was saying as it was happening was that shot of him explaining all of that was like animated on ones or something. Like it was like, every frame was a new drawing. It was this beautiful Disney shot of the Mad Hatter explaining his plan, and I was like, "What is going on here?"
But it didn't come back to that, right?
No, it never did that again. I don't think. Why was it so smooth? It was like you'd flipped your TV onto the motion smoothing for a second or something. It looked really good, I guess.
But you definitely were pretty upset about it.
I was just confused. I don't know. Like, why? Why just that one shot? Like, we got to really ramp this up. Or maybe just like, we've already finished the episode except this one shot, and we still have 50% of our budget left. There's nothing happened in this episode.
I know it's 1993, but can you animate this in 8K?
Yeah, just that one's been the only one that's been on the Blu-ray quality the whole time. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
The little Worry Men Batman at the end, I feel it was like the same prop model as the Mad Bomber's little doll that he's like smashing into the computer.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same exact.
It looked really reminiscent,
thing.
didn't it?
Yeah. I don't know for sure, but
we are scraping the bottom of the barrel for talking points.
What else? The Jaguar guy is Spider-Man clinging to the underside of the gargoyle.
That was never explained.
No, why can he do that? Maybe he's got spikes on his hands or something. He's like dug into the gargoyle. I don't know how else he could be doing that.
Listener, write in
magic powers.
Let us know how did Shaman?
Where did he put that? Where did he? I don't know. Where did he put himself? Yeah. How did he put that?
That is.
Oh yeah, also that same opening scene of Batman. The shaman guy like throws his axe through the ceiling window, and it. I thought he was just throwing it like a party goer, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's just gonna like horribly murder someone." But he cuts
he's aiming for a rope.
Yeah, he cuts the rope of a big like tiki head, and that starts falling perfectly in a straight line. And then Batman shoots his grappling gun through the eyeball and perfectly out. Like he's such a good shot.
He shoots through one eye, and then it comes out the other eye, and then goes back to the first eye and wraps around.
Yeah.
That's an amazing shot.
It was really good, yeah.
Really good
it's
shot.
Batman's best accuracy ever. And then I guess with like human strength, he manages to... No, he ties it off to something.
Yeah, he goes around like a cheap chimney stack.
Yeah, that should definitely have broken. It was just very like a weird series of events right there. And then when he turns around, he's like, I didn't realize they were going to pan down to the Spider-Manning under the gargoyle. And I was like, why are we holding on Batman looking around for so long? Like, leave.
On that same line, can we talk about Batman or Bruce Wayne's assistant who's like, she's got that moment with the briefcase. There's a lot of shots with her with this briefcase.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one shot where she like...
I didn't realize the briefcase was supposed to be important yet. So it pans down really slowly to it, and then she closes it. It's a really important focus of the briefcase.
But there was like that one shot where it's like, it's kind of a mid shot with her and the briefcase, and she kind of like just holds it. Yeah. And it's like, it's a 3-second shot of her just like... with this briefcase, and there's no dialogue or anything. It's just like she's just there.
Yeah, and you looked over at me, and I also made a face of like, yeah, I don't know. Like, why? I thought that was kind of a funny moment of Bruce Wayne, like setting it on the windowsill, whistling and stuff, and then he turns around and sits down, and she comes in with tea or whatever.
Yeah.
And the way that he reacts to like...
Also, there's like 6 teacups on that goddamn plate.
Yeah. They're all for him. He really loves his tea. Unless Alfred's pouring it, then he's like, no, I don't want it. But the way that he responds to her questioning seems very like if that was happening in real life. Where, and like, I did the thing with the briefcase. What briefcase? The one I just gave you. What are you talking about? Okay, this is like a prank or something. Like that seems more natural than what she was doing. Oh, no, you told me I'm going to explain exactly what happened for the audience. You told me to do the thing and put the money in the briefcase. Like she wouldn't say that to him if he did that. Like if she had no inkling that he was mind controlled, why would she be talking like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Paul Dini, explain. Is this cartoon for children? What's going on?
Yeah, I guess like I wasn't super bothered by that, but it did seem a little like it's amazing how inept Bruce/Batman can be sometimes.
Yeah.
Like just there's times where he's just like really like, and even the guy like he turns around and sees the briefcase and then he like struggles to like, open the window and just reaches out the window. No.
Yeah.
Aztec. Help me.
$20 million. Yeah. Oh my God. Like he's so upset about that. That's why he goes to take down the Mad Hatter, not to like stop him from doing so. He's like, I need my money back. Yeah. That's a lot of money.
And that's $1993.
Yeah. Or 19, though we don't put a date on the show.
Oh, right. Yeah.
There's nothing. It's just a lot of money. Always.
I mean, I kind of watched the Batman Harley Quinn wrap up. I get it.
You get it. Yeah.
It's not important.
I finally showed
the
Brian,
Watchtower database is not important.
It doesn't matter. Oh, bark. Holy moly. Yeah, I showed Brian the Batman and Harley Quinn Will It Cannon last night for the first time because I got to be there to control the environment and skip the spoilers, or at least the major ones. And you finally got to see your performance of a lifetime.
Man, which one?
The one where you're a still frame of a judge sitting in 4 different chairs. Or a Zeta. There's 4 different Zetas at the end.
Was I 4? Yeah, I guess so. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice.
And you've seen all the Zeta Month skits now, too.
Including the one, well, now it's been released, right?
With the trailer.
The trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You did such a good job.
Thanks, buddy.
I know.
Thanks.
I know.
Thanks.
That's how you respond to that.
Thanks.
The Mad Hatter. Keen effects.
Nope.
God
What?
damn it. Keen effects. No.
No.
Books or hip hop.
No.
I'm feeling book about this one.
Yeah.
What was the start? All the rich people having a safari party. Was it just a safari themed party? It felt like a very weird environment. Are you all just being racist right now? All the old white people that were there.
I think it was to celebrate Veronica.
Yeah, Veronica.
Yeah, it's Veronica's
return
return.
from Central South America.
But it seems like it was at her place.
Yeah.
So she paid to doll all the stuff up and was like, "Hey, wear your best African safari gear."
I guess so. I'm back from the safari and I didn't like it, so I'm gonna throw a party that's themed like the safari, so I can come out of a bush and tell people I didn't like it. The bugs were as big as my trust fund.
Yeah, I did like that line only because it was making fun of trust fund babies.
I'm surprised that one guy from Birds of a Feather, the other guy, I talk like this. Wasn't there to. Oh, Veronica. The bugs were as big as my butt. Yeah, Jessica hated that part of the podcast just now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What else do we do in this? This is Batman's usefulness. Just so checked out from this episode.
Yeah, dude. Same.
This is Mad Hatter.
He was pretty useful.
He did all the stuff, yeah.
He did this stuff.
He even made a little remote control that sends out an Aquaman to turn off their brain chips or whatever.
But they don't have brain. Gee.
They were wearing them in their Jaguar heads or something.
Yeah, that's it. We'll roll with that just to get
Mad
over
Hatter
this.
takes off his hat and crushes the hat in anger, and I thought he was going to accidentally destroy the controlling of brains because that's what the hat does. But then he just puts it back onto his head. And
yeah, it's all good.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
He's fine.
Man,
Batman.
he was useful. I'll give him I'll give him a 7. Seems like a 7, right?
Give him a 7. God, don't know.
7 perfect shots going through the eyeballs.
Yeah.
7 shamans hanging under a gargoyle.
Shaman.
7 trust fund kids.
Trust fund bugs. Trust fund sized bugs. 7 worry men.
No, I'm not even going to give you that one. Think of a better one. 7 cups of empty tea for Bruce Wayne.
I'm trying to think of scenes
10.
that we haven't talked about. I don't know. We talked about all the scenes.
Did we talk about all the scenes?
7 incredibly obviously the Mad Hatter in Central America out of 10. Who was that guy that doesn't look like anyone else here and looks like a tourist wearing sunglasses? And he had a foam cowboy hat on, like one of those big party cowboy hats.
I was wondering about his outfit. Yeah.
What do you give Batman?
I mean, any of those ones that I just said.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Do you want me to give another one?
No.
7 boats full of Jaguar dudes going east.
Going east. They went east. I hope Batman rips that piece off the guy's costume and we're just feed it into the computer, Batman. And then he does that. He did that with Clayface too, just put it in the computer.
But just shove it in there, Batman.
The Scarecrow he went east. I thought we were talking about Mad Hatter computer. Oh, sorry. You keep putting different things in me. I've lost track at this point. I print out the Safeway receipt to tell you.
Even the Safeway, even the computer's checked out of this episode. I don't know, guys.
I did kind of like Alfred on the little screen in the Batmobile. That was kind of Big O-ish. Do you know Big O? It's an anime.
No.
It's that guy. It's basically Bruce Wayne and Alfred, but Bruce Wayne's piloting giant robots and stuff. It's a good show.
So
it's a
Knight Rider?
Toonami show. No. It's like Batman with robots. I don't know. It's a lot more complicated than that, and it ends on a weird, like, nobody knows what the ending means thing. Like, I was reading, like, a subreddit of, like, what happened, and there's, like, everyone trying to figure it out for years, and nobody really knows.
Really?
Yeah, it's good, though. I would recommend. It's pretty short. It's, like, 1 season or 2, maybe, tops.
That's intriguing.
But he always has his little butler on the screen inside the robot like that, and that reminded me of that. That's all.
Pre-Skype. That was
pre-Skype.
Yeah, amazing.
Bat Skype. Okay, we can go to the future and do mail, and hopefully people people have great things to say about this episode, I think.
Please.
Here they are.
That yacht had one small extra yacht put it over.
We drop
What we drop?
What do we drop?
Oh yeah, those.
into the comment box. There sure was a lot.
Now Jamie's mad.
Too bad we're all
That Jamie's mad.
just Dylan Pollock.
I'm always like inclined to sing along, but I feel like it sets the mood to not sing along. To just
That's
let Kimmy.
true. We just got to let Kimmy do Kimmy things.
I know. He's got to let Kimmy be Kimmy is the moral of life.
Kimmy. She's going to be like throwing in her pottery studio, and this is going to come on.
She'll
She's
be
gonna
throwing
like, what?
up in her pottery studio every time that we sing at the same time as her.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, if that's your puke trigger, is to just hear me singing, I'll just sing every time. It'll be great. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Are you, though?
My dad was puking a lot. Both my parents were puking a lot a couple days ago.
Great story.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just stop there. I was gonna say.
So how are you?
They were over at my house, and I was worried that they had like the flu or COVID or something, and that we were gonna catch it, and everybody was gonna be sick for Christmas. But then it turned out they just ate like bad hummus or some shit, so it's fine. They're fine now after one day.
Oh well, I'm glad that they're doing better.
It's garbanzos. Just a little note that Maddie sent over, a page from a magazine. I think it's Comic Scene magazine, if anyone cares, from back in the day. We had talked about for Mudslide a couple things where I had said like, I think one of the tribs was that Kevin Altieri had come up with the story or something, and then another thing was me going like, it's so weird that the writers would do this, like that they would make Batman the bad guy or whatever. Like we must be missing something. But I'll read you this. I'm burping so much. I'll read you this.
Me too.
Little blurb here.
I got the Spindrift burps.
I got the Waterloo burps. Then came Mudslide, the final appearance of Clayface. Radomski describes this episode as a blast to do. We had written 50 scripts so far, and everybody was running out of ideas. Alan Burnett came up with this idea about Matt Hagen. The chemicals are wearing thin, and he's basically dying. This woman comes into his life and tries to help him because he has been in love, or she's been in love with him since his early days in the movies. And then when Alan started talking about really using Clayface for what animation could do with him, I just got so excited I couldn't wait to work on it. Clayface ends up consuming Batman within his body, and he's going to kill him, and Batman uses the grappling hook to blow his head off. It was just a beautiful opportunity to really get extreme in what we wanted to do with it, because Clayface was a big monster. We didn't have as much problem with the network saying, well, you can't do that because this is a human being. It looked like a big flabby mess of goo on the storyboard, so the network never got too crazy about it. We ended up killing him in the end. Basically, he melts in the ocean. He disintegrates and he's dead. The twist is that Batman is actually the story's antagonist because he prevents Clayface from becoming normal. Was that a twist, or was this is their intention, I guess? We thought that Batman is a real bastard in the episode. Welcome back to Jump on the Bastard Wagon, where he has a couple of lines where he's made an effort to save Clayface, and if he doesn't want to be saved, Batman can let him go on because he's going to hurt somebody. Can't let him go on. He's going to hurt somebody someday. That's the justification, Radomski says. But it was a whole lot of fun to do, an opportunity to take complete advantage of animation. You buy the fact that Batman's going to die inside this guy. You think he's suffocating and he's really gasping for his life. It does get pretty intense. You don't see stuff like that done all the time on television.
Yeah,
there's a little bit more, but that seemed the relevant part.
I mean, that is true, and I'll give it to them. I'm glad they were able to flex their creative muscles, but also like, come on, that's like he doesn't want people to die.
Yeah. He doesn't want people to die, but he's okay with Clayface dying. The more that I'm like hearing about it, the more I'm like very, very slightly inching toward like, okay, I see what you were trying to do there or whatever, but I'm still pretty much in the goalpost of what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Why did he kill Clayface? But yeah, I figured I'd share that with you.
Well, while we were talking about sharing and things from physical media, we got
drawings of the pattern rangers. Is that what you're going to talk about?
Well, we did do that.
Well,
Thank
we got
Apricot.
a couple things in that manner. This wasn't physical, but Tip Apricot sent over plaid and tweed rangers. So
Plaid and I think herringbone.
was it houndstooth?
And I was so pleased.
Yes, thank you for those. But you have physical mail in your hand from Keen Machine.
Physical mail. Listen, it's a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from.
I know who it's from.
It's
Keen
from
Machine.
Keen. Look
you
at
called me on Facebook Messenger video chat like a boomer yesterday. I don't know why I like a boomer. It's easy.
I don't have an iPhone, so I can't do FaceTime.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Sure. Whatever. But you called me, and I heard the phone just buzzing in the other room, and I was just running around the house trying to find my phone. And then I completely missed the call, called you back. And you showed me this, and we were going to open it on the call, and I'm like, oh, you don't want to do it on the podcast? And all the wind was let out of your sails. And you're like, fuck, I guess we'll do it on the podcast. You had to wait 24 hours to actually do it.
Yeah,
Or
which,
more,
I mean, I think it makes sense. And the address is even, the envelope is addressed from Keen Machine, and I just think that's super cool.
Not from his actual name, yeah.
No. So we're going to
Care
open
of
this.
Keen Machine.
And I can't bring myself... There's a whole like wax insignia thing on the back. I can't remember what those are called.
A sigil? I don't know.
Sure.
Something.
With this like I don't know if you can pick up the detail on the red wax, but even the wax is like marbleized. It's beautiful.
And you're going to ruin it.
No, I'm not. I have an X-Acto here. We're going to open this. Look at how fancy.
Hallmark. Merry Christmas. It's a Christmas card.
It's a Christmas
Is it
card.
from the Joker himself?
It says Merry Christmas from the Joker. Oh, this is a bit.
Oh no. Just go for it.
Yeah. I'll leave this up to your editing discretion.
Oh my God.
I also did ask Keen if it was okay that we read this on.
Sure.
He said like, oh geez, yeah, if you want, kind of a thing.
Yeah, we're burping a lot. This is the burp mail section.
James, your dedication to keeping the memory of the DCAU alive through the Watchtower database is admirable and very appreciated.
However, you are failing at every opportunity.
However, what is this Zeta month biz?
Nobody knows.
You have a natural talent of bringing people together and being a strong. I thought it said
brown nose.
Being a strong leader that I highly. Oh no!
Is this in cursive? It's too cursive.
It's a beautiful cursive. I'm having a hard time with this one word.
Regret. Highly. Respect.
Oh, respect.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you, Keen. We got it.
Brian, bad luck and extreme misfortune will infest your pathetic soul for all eternity. What is this? Brian, 10 points if you can guess the show
Confucius
that's from. Brian, your willingness to connect with listeners like me via Instagram is very kind of you. You're warm... This one's harder than yours.
I just learned how to read.
Your warm disposition, oh my God, shines through all you do. And it's been a pleasure conversing with you. Never stop being your curious, creative self. Thank you. Why was that one harder to read than the first one?
I do not know.
Did you see Keen's spreadsheet on Instagram about like the amount of letters that he was writing?
No.
It looked intense.
And you still chose to write us 4 or 5 solid paragraphs on here.
Yeah. James and Brian, thank you for a full year of wonderfully yoppie content. Your weekly podcast always brings a smile to my face, and I will forever feel honored to have been a guest on the show. We need to have Keen back.
Yes.
But not Dylan Pollock.
No Dylan.
We should actually just ask Dylan to do one soon because I know this last week was.
I agree.
Time was crazy.
We'll do the next Christmas episode in like 3 years or something. You just get the Christmas episodes.
I'm grateful that I've had the chance to get to know you both. Wishing you the happiest of holidays. Keep it keen, Cameron. In parentheses, Keen Machine.
Thank you.
Wishing you a Christmas filled with warm and happy moments. That is so heckin' sweet. I love getting letters, and I wish I could write as fancifully as you do.
It's a card from Hallmark. The sentiment is reminiscent of a Hallmark film in the best kind of way, and Brian's reading of the letter was about as good as the acting in Hallmark movies.
Next time you're over, I want you to read this real time.
There's no way I would do it better. It does look good. It looks very fancy and nice.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. I just also am very out of reading cursive.
Well, yeah, and if I get to read like Arial font or whatever in the comments, like I have it easy. I don't have to.
That's fair. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
oh my God.
you,
I do like getting physical mail. That's super sweet.
We need to, hopefully in the future, we'll be able to afford like a P.O. box or something, because it comes up more often than not that people want to send us stuff, and we always just have to give out our actual addresses and hope that people don't come and murder us, but you know.
I know. I'm in that camp of like, I trust Cameron. Like, I don't mind if Cameron knows where I live, but I do have a street address.
Yeah. Did you know that we're up to spot number 25 in Canada TV reviews?
Yay!
And number 2 in India TV reviews. I told you we were high in India.
Well, I've never been to India, but maybe.
Oh, wait, no, I'm stupid. Hang on. That means we're up 2 places to number 80 in India. That seems more accurate. We're up 25 places in Canada to number 186. I'm sorry. When I said, did you know that we're at spot number 25 in Canada, you're supposed to say, no, actually we're at spot number 186.
Do you want to try that again?
No, that's what's going in the podcast.
Oh, that sounds better. I mean, that sounds more realistic. I was pretty excited for a minute there, but
in the future, I probably won't even mention those because who cares anymore? You know? Sometimes they come in and there's a positive green arrow and it makes me go like, oh, yeah. Okay, we have several mails. This first one is from Keen Machine. It came in like 5 minutes after we recorded last week's mail segment. And it says, greetings, James and Brian. As is tradition, I'm sending this email last minute. Hopefully it makes it in time. It didn't, so I'm going to play it now. This is for, I believe, for Mudslide.
Greetings, James and Brian. I'm back. I'm so glad to hear that you enjoyed the introduction of Batgirl into the DCAU.
Or Shadow the
And if Batgirl fangirl's happy, I'm happy. I'm not sure what the next episode is. I don't remember Brian giving his prediction.
Oh, yeah.
And just out of pure laziness, stubbornness, whatever you want to call it, I'm not going to look it up on the DCAU Wiki right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and give my preemptive prediction that it's 8 That's Not How That Works out of 10 Hey Arnolds. So there you go. Also, really looking forward to Mask of the Phantasm to finish off 2022.
Yeah, baby.
I need to rewatch it soon, so it's fresh in my mind before I listen to that. Really, the only part I remember right now is... and of course... But anyway, keep it keen.
At this point, Brian has seen it so many times.
But I like it.
I do remember that part with the dolphin. It was pretty good.
Although
I think that's one of the 5 sailor swear words, or the 11 whatever there are. So don't do that again. This is a family show, you fucking asshole.
Whoa!
I mean, Merry Christmas, thanks. This is from Dino Faced Individual.
Oh.
I recognize this name. You sent in the Zeta thing for something, I think. Anyway, it says, the Worry Men comment. Hello, Jelly Jamboree and Brother Brittle Brick.
Hi.
I've been listening since the very beginning, but only wanted to comment when I found myself my own gimmick. That, and I sent my actual first attempt to the wrong email address, sad trumpet noises.
Womp womp.
That's a trombone, by the way. Anyways, thanks for all the laugh. Here's hoping I'll be able to give you some as well. Welcome to henchreview.com, the perfect place to find out if you're the right hench person for the cavalcade of villains out there. Comment submitted by Riff Raff Jaguar Man. This is for the Worry Man. My therapist recommended I put in this review to cope with what happened to me. You see, I was just a normal guy, stealing money from babies and candy from banks. Then some guy whose entire mouth is teeth came up to me, and that's the last thing I remember. When I wake up, Hat Guy is there. Batman and a bunch of other guys, too. We were wearing, I guess you'd call them Legends of the Hidden Temple meets Chippendale. Anyways, I'd rate Mad Hatter a 2 out of 5. Why did I come to and all my muscles were oiled? I rate it a 2 because I won't deny I kind of looked good. Thank you. I hope those continue. The henchreview.com.
I like that.
This is from Carly Barrett. Hi, Chris Knife here. Keep it yop. Voice message for the Worry Man.
So I have a degree in costume design and I worked in theaters, so I hope that Brian will appreciate this.
Yes,
but
I like it.
This episode had another one of those times when Bruce changes to Batman like instantaneously, like really fast. And I just always thought of that as he hired like a couple of wardrobe crew members who just follow him around constantly. And when he needs to be Batman, they just quick change for him. And I've had to do that backstage, help a grown man change his pants during a quick change. And I just think it makes every time he becomes Batman funnier if you think of it like that. Okay, yop.
Yeah, quick changes are like...
Yeah.
Quick changes are such an experience. 1, to help with is crazy. 2, to have it done to you is like... It should be violating, but you're just kind of in this like weird meditative space of like
think about what's going on.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, okay, left leg, okay, right leg.
Yeah.
Shirt off. Who took my shirt off?
We did a few of those in drum corps shows, not like as like full body costume changes because we're in the uniforms and stuff like that. But even those were like so stressful. Like, oh, you have 8 counts at 120 beats per minute to change like your entire upper body. Like, oh, okay. But also we were just at a Lizzo concert a few weeks ago, and she had like these extremely like intricate giant like feathery costumes and all this stuff, and she would just come out on stage, sing a couple songs in one costume, and then she'd walk down this little flight of stairs off the side of the stage to where you couldn't see her, and they would play like, I don't know, maybe like 30 seconds maximum, like usually less than that, of some like interlude type of song. And then she'd come out in a completely different thing that you would think would take like a year to put on. And like, like I was just imagining back there, everyone's just screaming and flinging things off of her and all this stuff.
There is such an art. People don't give techies enough credit. If you ever go see a play, or even like any show, you ever go see a show, like, and you happen to find a techie somewhere, like thank them, bow down, kiss their feet.
Yeah, you don't, and they do more than you know.
Oh yeah.
This is from Scotty Cameron. Veronica Vreeland strikes back. Hey, yappy dudes, I take it Anchor banished me to the Shadow Realm last week because I didn't hear my voicemail on air. No worries, because technology can be a pain sometimes. I guess it must have. Anyway, the Worry Men, that was an episode. We get the return of Veronica Vreeland, who graduates from pulling a prank on the Penguin to boost her reputation in Gotham's elite, to now helping the Mad Hatter rob Gotham's elite and sending Geordie LaForge to prison.
What a life.
Who I guess gets released after it's exposed that it was Mad Hatter. I don't know, the episode kind of forgets about that. I guess it did. I'm convinced Veronica is Batman's greatest foe. She causes so much turmoil in Gotham, but always gets away with it. Maybe it's because she plays dumb and innocent all the time to the point where even Batman buys it. I did like the Batman versus his puppet rogues sequence. The DCAU review talked about that a lot in their recent review of that episode. It's a cool scene. The rest of the episode, not so much. You read an email about a B-Test DVD that had the Sewer King and Boss Biggest episodes on it. I just wanted to say that the name of that DVD is Tales of the Dark Knight. My parents rented it from Blockbuster when I started getting into Batman. It was the first B-Test DVD they rented for me, and it also had Pav and Be a Clown on it, in addition to Underdwellers and the Forgotten.
Oh, my God.
What a grouping of episodes.
I love when people are like, oh, by the way, this episode, like, however long ago, it was this.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
Anyway, with finals week approaching, I'm going to say I'm going to wish my fellow college students in this Yoppie community the best of luck. Scarface Nate, Mark Aquino, Tip Tapricot, I know Tip Tapricot graduated high school. I don't know if Tip Tapricot has started college yet or even plans to, etc. I know I will continue studying for mine when I get home from work. As I write this during a slow day on the job, stay Yoppie. Yeah, good luck with all of that to everybody. You can do it, said Rob Schneider. Scarloey 1, this is No Subject, episode 14.
Hello, listener, and welcome to Jump on the Mechanic Wagon. I'm your host, Scarloey 1. In this episode, I will tell you about Season 1, Episode 14 of Earl, the animated series, Paging the Car Doctor, Part 1.
Okay.
While Earl is fixing the Batmobile, Robin asked him, "Where did you learn how to fix cars like this, Earl?" Earl replied, "Have I never told you the story of the car doctor?" Flashback. When I was in high school, I had an after-school job working for a mechanic named James Zeta Jones. He could fix any car, truck, or motorcycle. They called him the car doctor. He taught me everything I know. "Thanks for telling me, Earl," replied Robin, and then he left. Earl heard a man's voice say, "Hello, Earl." "I know that voice. It's Jared Zeta Jones, my mentor's son."
Dun, dun, dun.
To be continued.
Oh, my God.
Can't wait to see what happens in part 2. Anyway, see you next time. Same pee-pee time, same poo-poo channel.
Thank you. I do wonder if you maybe thought we were watching Paging the Crime Doctor this week, only because someone, I think it was Dylan Pollock, someone else asked me to confirm that we were watching The Worry Men this week and not Paging the Crime Doctor, because I guess HBO Max has them in each other's spots for no reason. So that was the next one up for some people. So you had brought up that one of your friends that listens to this had texted you about making sure that we put in the description from now on what the next episode is going to be, so everybody can prepare without having to find the 2 seconds I say it near the end randomly.
Yeah.
I will do that. I'll put the title of the next episode in this episode's description, so you always know.
Yeah.
Last one is Keen Machine again. The Worry Men. Greetings, James and Brian. It says Brian and James. I just thought I'd let you. This episode had a lot of fun visuals despite just an okay plot. Love anytime Veronica makes an appearance, and the Rogues Gallery marionette sequence is superb. Honestly, this would have been a lot better if Pierce was in it. Am I right? That's the other rich guy. I'm so rich. I'm a guy. That's what he said. That's his famous line. I guess he didn't have any worries to rid himself of because he's such a star of the socialites. That's all I got for now. Keep it keen. Thank you, Keen. You got 3 Keen Machines this week. Okay.
I love it.
All right, on Anchor voice messages, the first one I've got is from Scotty Cameron. It says, "The mudslide that Aaron's dad forgot." So let's see what this is.
You're welcome. Bye.
Commissioner, I understand that Gil Mason...
What? You forgot to tell Brian the next episode and have him guess. I mean, we'll be next on Early Animated Series. I mean, it perfectly aligns with Brian's wrong guesses. He guesses Green Goblin for Demon's Quest. In Early Animated Series, Green Goblin shows up.
Oh. I'm not
sure. They're letting you down on Jump on the Mechanic Wagon.
Sorry.
Well,
you got it.
I guess it'll be another Sewer King episode. That's a good one. Yeah, Sewer King.
Always.
Anyways, Mudside's good. I kind of like the glass container that Clayface gets put in for a body. Interesting.
Yeah,
Jamie, you got to remember those to have Brian guess. We got to have fun with his wrong guesses.
I've messed up
once. Am I getting through to you, Jamie?
That's it. Okay. Everybody gets one, okay? I'll never, ever do it again. I'll never forget. This is I Yop, Therefore I Am from Mark Aquino.
Festivus for the rest of us, everybody.
Yay.
It's ya boy. And I only have just one question for our pals Jambalaya and Bippity Boppity Boo.
Yes.
Seeing how this episode deals with little toy trinket things, my question this week is, what was your favorite action figure growing up? Can't wait to watch the Zeta month finale this Sunday. Deuces.
Thanks. Smoke bomb.
It won't stop recording. Well, as long as it still is recording, I suppose I should tell the truth about something that I should have told a long, long time ago.
It's gonna stop.
Last year,
Yeah, I knew it. I know what you did last summer. Did you have a favorite action figure? Did you have action figures?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
They met a really unfortunate end.
Mine also did, so you can go first.
Okay. I had a lot of X-Men characters. Like Wolverine was like probably maybe my favorite. Like I had this Wolverine one that had like a removable like hat thing in like the 93-ish style, and I was just like, oh, this is so
just
cool.
A hat. Just Wolverine with hat.
I mean, with his like mask. You could remove his mask thing. Hat.
His hat.
And yeah, I spent like an absurd amount of time with that, and I like his early, like in his early comics, or the like prehistoric Wolverine. I can't quite remember now. There's a lot of like Wolverine in the jungle, and my mom had quite a few houseplants, so there was like a lot of time as me as a weean playing with like little Wolverine in the houseplants and like climbing up shit. It was one of those like I came home one day and like I hadn't played with them really since I was a kid, but I was like holding on to them. So like these are precious, these are cool. I'm gonna like hold on to these. And I came home one day and my dad had just taken them all to the dump and thrown them out.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, just like my whole collection, my G.I. Joes as well, which I don't really care about that so much, even though some of them are like legitimately from the 80s.
How old were you at that time?
I was probably like early to mid-teens ish.
Okay. Yeah, that stings still. That sucks.
Yeah.
I think Maddie's talked about like having a bunch of Batgirl figures that one day were just gone, and they've presumed for a while that one of their parents just tossed them out, thinking like, oh, dolls are for girls, blah, 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 kind of thing.
Oh, Jesus.
But they've never been able to quite narrow down what happened to them.
That sucks. Maddie, I'm sorry. I feel your pain.
Yeah. Well, my story sounds way stupider now. I was just gonna say, I mean, this wasn't like a favorite action figure, but I had a bunch of Batman action figures, of course. But I also had one that I have no idea where he came from or whatever. It was some sort of like motocross guy. Like he was like a little helmet and like elbow and knee pads and stuff.
Okay.
And there was a time when Will was over at my house, and we just took a hammer to a handful of my action figures, like Sid from Toy Story style, and just like broke off a bunch of limbs and stuff. And we were calling him Kyle. We were calling the motocross guy Kyle, because he seemed like a Kyle, and and he was like somehow surviving whatever we put him through. We were just presuming it's because he was made to withstand like motocross accidents and stuff,
right?
Like, and from a lore perspective, and. But then he finally got his leg all beaten up and stuff. There's not much more to the story other than that. Then in like 8th grade computer class, I made like an animated GIF of what we did to Kyle, and I made Kyle into like a DCAU like model sheet version of himself that I was like rotating the limbs on for the animated GIF and stuff. It was like an assignment for the class.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm kind of fucked up, Brian. Okay.
Yeah, man. Sounds like
You've never known this about me. But I'm Sid from Toy Story.
I believe it. Although Sid's like, he's a little messed up.
I ate Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. I don't feel like he deserved what he got.
I don't know. Maybe nothing scares him anymore once he saw toys come alive and rotate their heads 360 and talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah, homeboy probably ended up with some severe therapy.
That's like compared to the much more wholesome Toy Story sequels. That's quite a fucked up thing they did in the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah. Last voice message we have from Dylan Pollock. Man, not a lot to say for this one.
It's time for the Thoughts of the Week from Dylan Pollock on The Worrymen, or is this why cultural appropriation is bad?
Yes.
So first, have the victims in a B-Test episode ever been less sympathetic than Veronica Vreeland and the rest of these rich folk?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Second, I know that it's just a statue, and I know that this is not that good an episode, but is this still the best Penguin episode yet? Nah, it's the Strange Secret of
Yes!
Bruce Wayne, but after all those duds, I just had to ask.
Yes.
Third,
yes.
why do we never see the Mad Hatter's spring-loaded hat gun ever again? Because it might be the coolest hand-to-hand thing he ever does. In fact, as far as I can remember, it's the only hand-to-hand fight he's ever in.
Yeah, he's too
Maybe that's why we don't see it again. So lastly, let's get to the question of the week, which I know James's favorite part.
Of course, yeah.
I'm going to be honest, guys, I don't really have a question, so I'm sort of riffing on this one. Yeah, cross-promotion. Let me ask you each, what do you guys think is a movie to watch before you die? Like my podcast, which you can find on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and all the other ones. Bye.
Bye.
There's some Simone Yetch cross-pollination there.
Yes. I mentioned to Dylan recently that, because he wanted me to come on to do Mask of the Phantasm, but I was too busy with Zeta Month stuff. And we were also just about to talk about it, so I didn't want to blow my load on talking about Mask of the Phantasm before we talked about it.
Yeah.
But that's a movie that I'll have on that list for sure. But I was telling him I don't have to come on for just DCAU stuff. I'll come on for Alien and Aliens, or I would consider our movies on that list. And then I also had brought up Bowfinger, which I've brought up to you before. Steve Martin, Eddie Murphy movie that for some reason speaks to me. So, yeah, those are my answers.
I have one obvious, duh, of course.
Snatch.
Yeah. I don't think I'd put any Guy Ritchie film in a movies to watch before you die. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, yeah. We
Holy
talked about that
crap.
recently. Yeah.
Such a good movie. The movie that, and I actually been meaning to talk to Dylan about this. The movie that almost nobody has seen, that everybody needs to see, is called Interstate 60.
Okay.
And it's a B movie with an incredible cast. Christopher Lloyd is one of the leads, James Marsden. What's his name? Michael J. Fox has a cameo in it.
Oh.
Amy Jo Johnson, the Pink Power Ranger, has got a very disturbing but funny part. And it's it's a little bit too long. The editor could have definitely chopped some stuff out of it. Some of the acting's a little B movie, but it has so much heart that it's a movie that I think about still probably at least once a month, and I saw it for the first time 15 years ago.
Is this something that I should add to our list of things to watch together?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll also add to my list B movie starring Jerry Seinfeld as a B, because you've said B movie so many times now.
Did you ever see the YouTube video that's a B movie, but it speeds up by 50% every time someone says the word B?
Yes, of course I have.
Nice.
What am I? Who do you think I am?
Jamie.
Let's head over to comments. This is the last thing we do. This is comments on last episode, which is Mudslide or I Am Clayface Hollywood reference. This is from KM. I don't remember much about Worry Men. I remember the That's Not How That Works worthy guillotine scene and some of the super fluid Mad Hatter animation. Oh, and I just remembered it featured Veronica Vreeland. Sorry, I can't find anything else to write about the episode. It's really forgettable for me. I think you could do a hero murders sentient being count. I believe Clayface is the first one. Maybe you could add the ones that stay alive, but just barely, like Gil Mason. God. I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep track of it. We could just, hero murders non-human, maybe. I don't know.
What about just hero murders, and we could talk about all the people who fall into water?
Right. Yeah. Including Clayface. Ashley Tutchin, I think it's pretty obvious why Bruce sabotaged Hagen's chances of a normal life. It's because Clayface is one of his only proper superpowered villains. Without him, he's just got a bunch of mentally ill folk with gimmicks, a cat burglar, a dozen assorted generic mob bosses, an air-conditioned despair man, and an immortal in a hot tub. The only proper supervillains he has are Clayface and Poison Ivy. Wait, does Ivy have powers? Gee, Gee, if only there was a video I could watch that breaks down Ivy's powers and history in the DCAU. Jamie, insert shameless plug here. Filmed 5 feet away from where Brian's sitting. And I resent the allegation that I create lewd, inappropriate art that objectifies and demeans Batgirl. I'll leave that to Bruce Timm. Finally, by current predictive analytics, you've got about 5 years before Ozface becomes a cancelable offense, so enjoy those fake Aussie accents while you can, boys. Okay, good. Yeah,
nice.
I'll keep doing that until it's inappropriate.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this fake American accent until.
Yeah, you better.
Until
this
whenever.
Fake Western American accent that you've got going. Tip Tapricot. Well, I'm too busy this week to get caught up this time, but what's this ep? The Worry Men? Well, don't worry, men. I'll be back next week. In the meantime, I'll just get nice and comfy under this pillow. No, don't mind me. Nothing weird is going on. Yes, just sleep. Yeah, I'll just whisper some nice soothing things. Yes. I will definitely not whisper the words of the great listener to you so that you join the hive mind. Definitely not sleep well. Okay, God. I don't like these comments.
Well, it's like the worryman under the pillow thing.
I know, but just the delivery is a little bit like gruesome in each one of these so far.
I love it.
Scotty Cameron. Oh, okay. This is something that Maddie corrected me on as well. That I brought up the Nickelback Hero song, and you're like, that's not Nickelback. And apparently, technically, it is not Nickelback. It's just the singer from Nickelback doing a solo career move for a second.
With who? What was the band?
It's just Chad Kroeger, the singer.
Oh,
like
gross.
doing a single. But so when Maddie was like, "No, Brian's right. It's not Nickelback," so I had to give you points.
Wow.
Brian has now donned a welding helmet, or hat, sorry, as he would call it. I don't know why.
Is this cool?
But I get to stare at his. What are those the big scuba guys from the video game? Oh my fucking God!
Big scuba guys from videogame.com.
Yeah, there you go. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Levi Church. James, did you somehow miss the news about the live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender show from like 2 years ago? The creators of the show were brought onto the Netflix series at first, but they decided to leave like halfway through production because Netflix was wanting to go in a different direction. Oh, well, that's disappointing. I did miss that, I guess.
Wow.
Now they're making animated Avatar: The Last Airbender movies instead, while Netflix is making the live-action show without them. Okay, so I got my wires crossed of both of those things are happening, but not the right people. But whatever. I'll watch them maybe, question mark. Carly Barron, The Worry Men, the shot where Bruce is looking out the window and exclaims how beautiful Gotham is, and the window is just a solid black void, made me laugh out loud. Weirdly relatable.
Didn't think about that.
Kate Tastic. Yippee! I just managed to catch up on the last couple episodes.
Hey!
Congratulations. I really liked Tip Tapricot writing in about the inaccurate representations of DID. As someone with a lot of friends who are in systems, it bugs me when it inaccurately represented as the evil monster inside your head disorder. Yeah, Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get away from that in the DCAU anytime soon, but yeah, it was welcome. I agree.
Yeah.
Charles Motosierra. In a show full of interesting and complex characters, they decide to make Veronica fucking Vreeland, of all people, a recurring character. I desperately want to know why. In question, will you guys dedicate full episodes to the web shows? Will you include them at all? And considering you didn't include Dark Knight's First Night, I'm assuming you won't include the other shorts, Chase Me, Strange Days, and Darwin Cook's Batman Beyond, right? I am going to include the Dark Knight's First Night, but we didn't get that until the DVD releases of Batman, so air date wise, we won't watch it till the show's over.
What?
It's not actually like an episode. It's like a pilot animation they made for BTAS to show like, hey, here's what we're thinking of doing, and it's only like 3 minutes long.
So that's going to be the last thing that we watch.
I don't know. I'll figure out exactly when it first got released and slot it in. But
wow.
He's mostly asking about there's a web series called Gotham Girls. And a web series called Lobo. And yes, we will be watching those. And I'm thinking because each episode of those is only like 2 or 3 minutes long also.
Just do them all at once.
I think they're split into seasons of like 6 or 7 per season or something. So I think we'll probably just do like a season for a podcast episode. So
I trust you.
That's what I've been thinking the whole time. Is that you trust me?
Just
but you shouldn't. Serum Lake. Batman switched the machine off because it was going to enhance Hagen's Clayface powers, not cure him. Oh.
Was it?
I don't know. He was turning back. I guess he was turning back into his human self because he could control himself better, maybe. I don't know.
It's an interesting point. Also, Batman didn't know what the machine was doing.
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe he did. It was his isotope or whatever. If the MP40 would have made him human again, then the clay flesh sample that Stella tested would have turned back to human flesh. Instead, it regained its structure and was able to follow Hagen's commands.
Mm-hmm.
I'd also argue that Hagen was responsible for his own death. He lashed out at Batman, destroying the machine that was prolonging his life. But if Batman wasn't there, he lunged at Batman, knocking him outside in the rain. He pushed Batman over the edge of the cliff, resulting in his fatal plunge into the ocean. Hagen's rage led to his downfall, which is a common character trait. Batman wanted to take him in and have the lab boys work on curing him. I think this is a Batman's usefulness type situation where had Batman not been there, it would have been okay. He wouldn't have died. I don't know. I felt a lot of sympathy for Stella in this episode because she was clearly a lonely woman that was in love with someone that didn't exist. Hagen took full advantage of that, although there were signs that he had some feelings for her. Look how he reacted when she lunged at Batman and fell on some beakers. This isn't one of the best episodes, but it's one of my favorites. Clayface's whole degeneration can be interpreted as an AIDS analogy. There's so much subtext with Clayface in this show. I could talk more about it, but by the time you're reading this, everyone will be focusing on the worry men, so I should probably shut up now. No, you're good. I hadn't considered the AIDS thing because, we talked about him being gay in Feet of Clay, so that totally does add up.
Also, another, to go back on that, Batman turned, he was, basically done for, Clayface was, and Batman turned off the machine. I don't think he would have been able to get him back to a lab for the boys to work on when he had a solution right there.
Yeah, I think that's an arguable point still. Yeah, but I don't know. If we were searching for a metaphor we were missing or whatever, the AIDS thing might be
and it's also that's timely, early '90s. That was I literally was just having this conversation with my housemate Adam, about how that was. When we were really young, that was the big scary thing, and people were still uncertain about what was going on, and it became the gay man disease, and I guess people got a little less concerned, but
and I think we have to sometimes remember that this is 30 years ago when these things came out, and the subtext might be more. There will be some really obvious ones, they'll make fun of fucking O.J. Simpson at one point, and we'll be like, "Oh, well, that didn't nobody knows what the fuck that's the joke is here or whatever."
Yeah, it's surprising to me that the AIDS thing is something that people when I was mentoring at the theater, kids didn't know at all that AIDS was a thing. Some the younger ones didn't realize that 9/11 was something that happened in the 2000s. Yeah, that was one of those things that happened World War II or whatever.
Yeah, well, when you think of something that happened before you were born, even if it was a year or two before you were born, it just seems like it was so mystically long ago that you can't even comprehend it or whatever.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess I get that because kids that are over 18 are now born after 9/11. So there's also going to be a Y2K reference in Static Shock eventually. And I was listening to the DCAU review podcast episode for that Static Shock episode the other day, and they were talking about how obviously we're going to know what that means, but nobody's going to know what that means if they just go watch Static Shock now. What?
Wow.
The hell is Y2K?
Yeah, the Y2K bug was also a big thing for a short minute.
Yeah. Scrudge. Since we've established that Clayface is refried beans, I'm just picturing the events of Mudslide as a bunch of beans getting pressed inside a sausage casing. Alternatively, Clayface's big mold squisher machine also kind of reminded me of these old Terminator 2 bioflesh regenerator toys.
I had one of those. Oh my God.
I guess so, yeah.
Wow, that was oh my God.
I feel like there's also some other movie or cartoon or something that has oh, I'm a sloppy mess, put me in this human-shaped press, and then it like steam presses and lifts up, and they're better now. And I can't fucking remember what it is.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, of course. Banana Man says, okay.
Okay.
I'm just imagining the table. Well, hello! As the table lifts up. There's just cream pie stuff. God damn it. Wishbone 3268. What's the origin of butchering Brian's name beyond repair? And Scrudge had replied, I think it started when the Yop Tower called him Broderick. That's probably true. Then at some point, James and Brian shortened it to Brick. The Prophecy of Doom episode introduced the brother part, and now it's just snowballed to ad infinitum. Mark Aquino, they've been tracking it.
This is what I was talking about earlier in the comments section. My God.
The mythology of Brian.
Because I don't even know. I'm just like, yeah, I'm Brick. Whatever.
brushy, butchering Brian beyond repair. Trevor West. I always thought this episode was an underrated one with the body horror and visuals, but yeah, I remember as a kid wondering why Batman was trying to stop Clayface. Also been watching since episode 1 dropped, but first time commenting. Hey!
Welcome!
Hey! Okay, this comment says, hi guys, I'd like to thank James for finding a new way to pronounce my name, and I'd love for Brother Brick to have a shot at it. So, Juan Pedro. Is it not? Maybe it's not Juan. Maybe it's just Juan Pedro.
Yeah.
How else do you say this?
Yeah, I'd say Juan Pedro.
I don't know. Don't worry. It's obviously a Hispanic name. I'm from Chile. I've been called every possible combination from Juan Pablo to Jose Pedro and Juan Jose, among others. I recently caught up on the pod and the show itself. We've been watching with my family. That's why I recently commented for the first time. Hey, Juan Pedro's family, or however you say it, apparently. I hope to do it more often. We'll try to send a voicemail to teach you how to pronounce my name. Okay.
That would be sweet.
I'll play Batman's theme on the piano so you'll know it's me. Until then, stay Yop. But don't stop being Yop once you learn how to pronounce my name. Okay, I won't.
Word. Yeah, I just recently started to learn Spanish. And that would be a good opportunity to learn some pronunciations.
Yeah. Maddie had mentioned there was a thing where I had said nobody in the history of time or whatever has played Mousetrap, and Maddie said lies, assuming that they played Mousetrap. I was just looking through clips of Zeta Project creator Bob Goodman, and in our interview with him, Mousetrap can be clearly seen on the bookshelf behind Maddie. So I was like, oh, well, that works.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Steely Dill, this is Dylan Pollock. You foiled me again, Plaid Ranger, Mauve Avenger, and Tweed Titan. Damn you, pattern pals. And Mark Aquino says, Tweed Titans, go! Okay. Ian Thompson. So I'm torn because this episode has problems, but I've always loved it. Batman being smothered by clay. Mommy, that mud has... that mud has lady all over. That lady has mud all over. Horror scene on the bus. The melodrama. Clayface turning into an honest-to-God Oscar statue. Since 1993, when I was 10. You're older than Brian.
What?
This episode
That's not possible.
That's impossible, yeah. It stood out as a mini little horror movie. And then as I matured, a dark comedy. As to Batman's questionable actions, hell, you got me there. Like a bad movie Hagen would star in, the ending kind of falls apart. Maybe Batman was worried that an unauthorized OSHA, non-compliant, unstable, experimental Frankenstein surgery in a lighthouse could somehow go wrong, and Hagen and Stella could be hurt in the process. That's what he tells himself at night, anyway.
Okay,
that could work.
That might be the most plausible thing I've heard.
He's trying to save him from something that might have gone wrong. I don't know. Wency 209, nice to see you guys in the same room together again. Well, not right now, but I can't even remember the last time you two were in the same room together. Anyway, stay Yoppie. See you in the Zeta month finale. Yes, you will. You'll see Brian about 100 times, but you'll only see him once. I don't think you see him at all.
In the finale?
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, my face is only shown like once ever on your anything. Well, that's not true. I guess by reality, but
yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, you actually play a character.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark Aquino is first, of course. Fantastic.
Yay.
Stella! Okie dokie, I got that reference out of the way. If I had a nickel for every time Clayface dramatically falls off a ledge in this episode, I'd have 3 nickels. Not a lot, obviously, but it's still weird it happened more than once. And yes, I know I've made this Doofenshmirtz reference before, but it still works.
It's one of the best quotes of anything ever. Always say it.
Anywho, Mudslide was just okay, I guess. Not as good as Clayface's first appearance in Feast of Clay. I know that's not the title, just go with it. But it was saved by the best animation Studio Junio has given BTAS so far, as well as the greatest of all time, Ron Perlman. He put goat, but I had to spell it out for you. I had to tell you what it means because you're old.
What?
Always putting in an engaging performance, and Shirley Walker's always reliable score. This was probably the first time on our collective BTAS rewatch that I actually rooted against Batman, as all Matt Hagen wanted to do was be his old self again, and old Bruce Man just wouldn't have it. But hey, at least we'll never see him again after this. Waiting ever so patiently for the Zeta-month finale. Can't wait to see everything get resolved, what Teen Titans had to do with this, and for Jake to grow a robo-spine and stand up for himself. Meanwhile, I found out on Thursday that you-know-who at the Yop Tower just launched his own MLM pyramid scheme. Merch store. Went to find that. He did. There was a live, did you catch this? There was a live premiered video on the Yop Tower channel, and it was like a merch store announcement, but it's all just like him drawing the Yop Tower logo on a piece of paper and cutting it out and sticking it on a shirt.
I didn't see it live, but I did see it, and I'm still waiting for a reply to see if there's if Mike is for sale, the little character holding the guitar.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good point. I would like Mike as well.
Yeah,
I like that movie, Like Mike. I did put in an order for 70 T-shirts, and my credit card is overdrawn. So I hope that goes through and that the shirts come in on time.
Cool,
in time for Christmas. So we'll see what happens. Went to find the website for it, and now my computer has literally all the malware in the world. Like, all the malware. 'Tis the fucking season. But hey, all the hugs to #1 podcast host of this here multiverse of ours. My Jamie Coda don't want... Oh, my God. It's supposed to be Conda. My Jamie Conda don't want none unless it got some bats, hun. And Baba Ganoush. Praise to our Lord and Savior Dylan Pollock. Love your podcast, dude. Keep up the great work. His loyal disciples, Scarlo A1, Batgirl Fangirl, Scotty Cameron, Wency209, Tip Tapricot, Keen Machine, Scrudge, Banana Man, Austin Trousers, etc. And all the awesome sauce listeners of this Yoppie community of ours, you're all the best. Never forget that. This next week is college finals week for your boy.
Woof.
So I'm going to need all the positive energy in the world to get through it. This one's an important one for me, so I really don't want to screw it up. Wish me luck, Yoppie peoples. Until next week, Smoke Bomb.
Good
luck. We wish you all the luck. Yes.
Yes. Wish you luck.
Wish you luck. That's the mail. Back to the past, whatever we said, because I haven't edited this part yet, and I don't know what we said to transition back, so here it is. There they were. And
they were there.
We're back from the thing. In the future, we're in the past again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we do now, Jamie?
Oh, we didn't put this on the top 10. It's not on the top 10. What do we do? Do the mail again.
We get out of this by talking about the next episode.
The next episode is called Paging the Crime Doctor.
Dr. Freeze.
Dr. Freeze. You've been waiting for the one that has like a freeze or ice or something.
Paging the Crime Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor as in like MD?
Mm-hmm.
Have we had a doctor bad guy?
I don't think so.
Can we talk about the
Besides
Venture
Dr.
Brothers?
Freeze. Yeah. Dr. Bees.
I don't know. I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of doctor character that does the opposite, or is attempting to do the opposite of what doctors normally do for people.
Oh, he's wanting to kill them?
Yeah, or make them worse than they are.
I want to turn you into crime. I am the crime doctor. I'll Frankenstein your brain into believing you are crime.
Wow. Way to anthropomorphize crime.
Wow. Well,
that's what we'll be watching next time. Is Dr. Frankenstein makes people think they're crime.
Sweet.
Here on the Podtower YouTube channel. Subscribe for new DCAU podcasts every week. If you want to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of the Cat in the Cloud Part 2, batwagonpod@gmail.com. Anchor.fm/Batwagon. We didn't give a shit about this Mad Hatter episode.
Is it obvious? Has anybody noticed?
Nobody cares. Oh, God.
We're here to fulfill. Wow, it's a hard
We're here
word
to
say.
fuck around.
Fuck fun. I'm done.
Brain broken. It's the worry man attached to the back.
We're here to fill time while fulfilling the quota. We're just
We're
trying
here to make
quota.
dogs bark and chew bubble gum, and we're all out of bubble gum. All right. That's out every Friday or something.
Great.
We got one more episode. We got Paging the Crime Doctor, and then we're on Batman Mask of the Phantasm, baby.
Ugh,
baby.
gross.
You're going to like it. You're
I
going to
hope
like
so.
the way you look. I guarantee it.
Oh.
I'm going to make you dress up to wear suits.
Okay.
To the premiere.
That's cool.
Okay.
And masks.
Batman suits. Masks? We're going to wear phantasms. We're going to wear whatever lantern projections Phantasm was in 1919.
I'm going to wear a mask on my face and a phantasm projection on my body.
Yeah. You think I'm wearing clothes, but this is really just a phantasm. It's not real. I'm naked. Yeah, we know, bro. Very, very clear. It's broad daylight. In fact, the projection is not working the way you would expect it to.
Clothing.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Tomorrow, this all goes back to the company. Minus the cost of a plane ticket home for our kidnapped doll maker.
I must say, after all the Hatter put him through, that fellow showed remarkable restraint.
When everything was said and done, all the shaman really wanted was to go home. In fact, I hear he even sent the Hatter a farewell gift. Something to ensure that Jervis Tetch only dreams of a good, honest life from now on.